So we have taken a break from our world champions, and I let my students vote between 5 games, which you're going to see before we start jumping back in to the legendary Gary Kasparov's games. Now, this game has a touch personally for me because it was one of my instructors, one of my teachers, Grandmaster Gregory Serper. I met him at the Emery Castle Chess Camp, which, you know, it's awesome to say that I came to the Castle Chess Camp as a camper when I was young, and then as I'm not so young anymore, now I am an instructor there. So it's one of the best chess camps in the country during the summer. You should definitely take it out. Take a look at it. Wow, I can't talk. If you're interested, I love it. So, without further ado, man, I got all the tongue twisters today. Can't get it out. So, let's get right to it. Now, first, Serper plays a variation that he spent a long time in many games making popular, and I've got a King's Indian book that I've been working on for a few years now, and the chapter for this, we title it the Serper variation. So let's go ahead and get to the opening position, and it looks like a standard King's Indian, but the significant difference is this move, knight g to e2, and this is what I characterize as the Serper variation. Knight bd7, knight g3, and what's significant about this is you can use the h-pawn to attack depending upon the variation that black plays. And normally black is the one attacking on the king's side in the King's Indian, so it's just kind of a different flavor. c6, and h4 isn't being played because black's king is not committing over to the king's side, so why attack if the king's not going to be there? a6, h5, and we've gotten more of a transposition into a same-ish King's Indian, and that's one of the flexible motifs of knight ge2, that if you like the same-ish, you like 4 pawns, you like running the h-pawn and just kind of trailblazing your own path, this could be the variation for you to play against the King's Indian. So b5, and I haven't even mentioned why this game is so great, and I'm kind of rushing to that point. a4. Now, this is the moment. This is why I'm going to tell you this is why this is my personal favorite game of chess that's ever been played. Keep your eye on the birdie, because Serper is going to sacrifice every piece on the back row. And it's going to be justified. Okay? So what I want you to see first here, look how uncoordinated black's camp is. He's got a weird knight on h5. This bishop's staring at a pawn. This knight is in the way of his king from castling. It's like dreaming to reroute. Not that way. Dreaming to reroute. You got a queen that's staring at the pawn. She's kind of okay. This bishop's not doing anything. This rook's not doing anything. This rook's not doing anything. And his king's stuck in the middle. White, on the other hand, all of his pieces are ready to go for a fight. And Serper knows if he gives him time, this knight is going to get to this magic square and black's going to be fine. So, knight d5. And I want the audience members, okay? Every time he sacks a piece, I want you to do a finger, okay? Not that finger. That finger. Watching you. All right, so knight d5. So that's 1. And the main reason was to keep this knight from getting to a good square. It's a positional sacrifice, right? And it's easy to understand. f5. Now, tickle, tickle. We got the pawns marching up the board. You ready? Here's a second one. Bishop b5. So, he's got to take, right? Otherwise he loses his queen. Now the queen and the rook are being hit. He gets the rook. Rook's being attacked. So we get our other rook involved on the open file. And, oh my goodness, our bishop has nowhere to go. But it's okay, because we're going to make sure his king's stuck in the middle so we can keep attacking. Right here, don't you have kind of a big threat with like rook e7? So knight d7. And again, if you're following this game trying to solve, this is another pause in the video. And so we're up to, how many is that? He sacks the rook. He says, take my bishop, because I'm going to try to mate you. That's 4. Check. He gets a piece back and he's threatening mate. 5. King f1, got to get out of check. And it looks like black survived. Looks like black is like, okay, you sacrificed a lot of pieces, now you lose because you were threatening mate, you're not threatening mate anymore. And Serper goes, well, take my rook. 6. Tries to get a second queen. There's a second queen. So he literally sacrificed every piece along the back row. It's disgusting. Check. c6. Check. Check. And why in the world would he repeat moves? You guys have any idea? Not quite. You got an idea? Now, the time controls that you guys typically play in tournaments, you have a 5-second delay, right? It delays the clock 5 seconds. In professional time controls, they have what's called an increment. So it adds time after your move. So if you can make a move really quickly, you get time added, right? So normally professional games have 30 seconds of increment. So as soon as you make your move, you get 30 seconds added to your clock. So more than likely, Serper was playing this 2 times, not 3 times. If you do it 3 times, you make a draw. He repeats the position 2 times in order to gain time on the clock. Excellent technique. Then he sacrifices his initial queen. So that's, how many are we up to? 7. Is that 7 or 8? And then he gets another queen. Okay. Bishop h6. Check. 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 Takes here. Now, which pawn do you take? You take the pawn on e2 or the pawn on f2? You take the pawn on e2? Blake, you just ruined one of the best games in history, man. You lost your queen. That wasn't a sacrifice. That was a blunder. Oh my goodness. So after e2, if you play king takes f2, there's only this check. And he's fishing. If you take the e2 pawn again, he gets you with knight f4. But after king e1, no good checks left. No tricks. And Grandmaster Nicolaitis resigns in one of the dirtiest and my personal favorite chess game in history.